The most astonishing part of Baroness Amelia von Kessler's story wasn't the lie itself, it was the props she used to sell it. For nearly 3 years her friends gathered around her, mesmerized by tales of her German aristocratic family. The centerpiece was a glittering diamond tiara, supposedly a family heirloom worth over £10,000. Her friends never questioned its authenticity. The truth? The tiara was a £29.99 costume piece from a party supply website. This single object encapsulates the entire deception, a performance built on cheap plastic and shiny glass, yet so convincing it fooled everyone. Amelia understood that people are more willing to believe a grand, confident lie than a humble truth. The tiara, so obviously fake in hindsight, became a symbol of her friend's own gullibility. It wasn't just a lie about jewelry, it was a lie about her entire identity, and they had willingly participated. The story of Amelia von Kessler explores belief, aspiration, and the fragile line between reality and fantasy. It makes you wonder what other grand truths we accept, simply because they're presented with a confident smile and a sparkling prop. Before she was the enigmatic Baroness von Kessler, she was Amelia Finch from suburban Reading, working an ordinary admin job. Her life was unremarkable, and perhaps that's what drove her to crave something more. Fascinated by European history, Amelia spent evenings studying aristocratic family trees and traditions. She stumbled upon the von Kessler name, a minor noble family with no living heirs, making it the perfect blank canvas. She began to weave her new identity, dropping hints about a family estate near the Black Forest and a great-uncle diplomat. Her feigned humility made her claims seem more credible. She fabricated a Swiss boarding school upbringing and distant parents in Germany, explaining her formal speech and lack of local friends. Every detail was meticulously planned, creating a world so consistent it became her reality. Amelia Finch faded away as Baroness von Kessler prepared to make her debut. The transformation was subtle, but soon everyone around her believed in the legend she'd created. She didn't just invent a backstory, she became it. The ordinary was left behind, replaced by a life of imagined privilege, and so the Baroness was born. Convincing people of her noble lineage was an art Amelia mastered. She never announced her title, instead she let others discover it through subtle hints, family obligations in Geneva, stories of old estates. Her book club friends were enchanted by the idea of a real aristocrat in their midst. Amelia hosted elegant dinner parties, steering conversation to European culture and history, speaking with the authority of lived experience. Her props, antique silver cutlery, sepia-tone photos, were all carefully sourced fakes, but no one questioned them. She was always vague about her family's current wealth, changing the subject when pressed. This reticence was seen as old money discretion, making her story more believable. By withholding details, she made the gaps in her narrative seem like proof of authenticity. Every omission, every prop, every carefully chosen word reinforced the illusion. Her friends filled in the blanks, building the legend for her. The web was tight, and no one saw the threads. Amelia had turned suggestion into certainty. Amelia's commitment to her role as Baroness extended into every aspect of her life. Her posture was impeccable, her speech formal, her accent faintly European. She avoided slang, spoke with precision, and used gestures copied from European royals. Her daily routines matched her persona. No television, only classical music and literature. She cultivated aristocratic hobbies like watercolor painting and horse riding, regardless of her actual skill. Every behavior, from correcting table manners to identifying classical music, reinforced her noble image. Her friends interpreted everything through the lens of her fabricated identity. No single action proved her nobility, but together they formed a convincing portrait. The performance was seamless, and the lie became self-sustaining. Each day she added another layer to the illusion. Amelia's legend grew with every social test she faced. At a friend's wedding, she wore a simple navy dress and remarked, "In my family, we never outshine the bride," a line repeated as the epitome of noble grace. At a museum, she gave detailed commentary on German porcelain, impressing her friends with knowledge that outshone the guides. When questioned about her family's wartime history, she responded with dignified sorrow, shutting down further inquiry. Each event became a story her friends retold, adding to the myth of the Baroness. She wasn't just telling a story, she was creating shared memories that served as evidence for her claims. Her life became a stage, her friends both audience and unwitting co-stars. The legend grew with every retelling. Amelia's performance was flawless, and her friends never doubted the act. The Baroness was real, at least to everyone who mattered. For nearly 3 years the illusion held, but cracks began to show, starting with her finances. Despite claims of family wealth, Amelia lived modestly and was always short of cash. Chloe, a pragmatic accountant, noticed the inconsistencies. A baroness splitting restaurant bills vague about modern Germany. Social media posed another problem. Amelia had no online presence, which she explained as noble privacy. Chloe grew suspicious and started digging. She found no trace of Baroness von Kessler online, no society pages, no family history, nothing but generic references. The silence was telling. The final test came when friends suggested visiting her family home in Germany. Amelia panicked, inventing excuses. Renovations, sick parents, private matters. Her evasions were unconvincing, a stark contrast to her usual composure. For Chloe and others, the pieces finally fell into place. The image of the Baroness began to crumble. The tapestry of lies unraveled with a single action. Chloe, convinced something was wrong, visited Reading and found a yearbook photo of Amelia Finch, debate club, history society, unmistakably the same woman. She visited Amelia's childhood home and met her mother, confirming the truth. Chloe and 2 friends confronted Amelia, placing the yearbook photo on the table. The confident Baroness vanished, replaced by a frightened, cornered woman. There were no more evasions. The performance was over. In tears, Amelia confessed everything: her ordinary life, her longing to be special, and how the fantasy spiraled out of control. She admitted to buying the tiara online, the cutlery from a second-hand shop, the photos from a flea market. The entire construction of her noble life collapsed in a quiet coffee shop. Her friends were left bewildered and hurt. The legend ended not with a dramatic reveal, but with a quiet, painful truth. The Baroness was gone. Only Amelia remained. The royal ruse was over. The revelation sent shockwaves through Amelia's social circle. Friends felt angry and embarrassed, replaying every moment through the lens of the lie. Trust was shattered, and Amelia lost her friends overnight. She quit her job, unable to face the fallout. The grand life of Baroness von Kessler collapsed, leaving Amelia alone with the props of her fantasy. The story became local legend, a cautionary tale whispered at dinner parties. People focused on the audacity of the lie, missing the desperation behind it. Over time, anger softened into pity. Her lie was born of insecurity, not malice. The deception was a trap for her as much as for them. While her friends moved on, Amelia was left to rebuild her life from scratch. The royal ruse had ended and reality set in. The human being at the center of the story was largely forgotten. Amelia faced the difficult task of becoming herself again. Amelia Finch's story is a modern fairy tale in reverse, a journey from imagined royalty back to reality. She moved away, seeking anonymity and a quiet life, much like the one she'd tried to escape. One wonders if she still feels the pull of the Baroness, or if she's made peace with being ordinary. Her story reminds us how easily we believe confident performances and how fragile those fantasies can be. Amelia's success lay in her understanding of our desire for enchantment and reluctance to question a good story. She held up a mirror to a society impressed by status over substance. Her deception was personal, but its implications are universal, touching on identity, aspiration, and the stories we tell ourselves. There are countless strange, human stories hidden in plain sight, revealing the complexities of our lives. If you found Amelia's royal ruse intriguing, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the human condition. There's always another mystery waiting to be unraveled.